All right. So hopefully you all are able to see the screen. We're going to go through this really quick. First and foremost, thank you all for taking the time on a beautiful Thursday morning, pre-Thanksgiving week, to join us to learn a little bit more about an exciting initiative that we are taking on this year. It is the National Civics Bee by the Civic Trust, and the U.S. Chamber Foundation. So this is a program that has been in existence for a number of years with the U.S. Chamber Foundation, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years. They did a larger rollout this year to a number of held the first National Civics Bee in DC just a few weeks ago. Young lady from Alaska won $100,000 towards her education. So we're excited to bring this to Alabama, and we will just go ahead and get started. Um, Let me see. There we go. So a lot of people ask why? Why the National Civics Bee? Um, there is a true lack of knowledge and understanding, really, at all levels of how democracy works. I think that we all probably had great civics in high school, but there has been a decline in civics education across our educational facilities. There is, as we all know, there is also just great trust issues in major social institutions, just a decline in the public's trust in government and other large organizations, including companies. And a lot of that comes from a lack of civic knowledge and civility. I think we all see that every day. And why the U.S. Chamber Foundation got involved in this is that we typically know that countries with the largest GDP have the most stable political systems. And so we want to be a part of helping our basic understanding. It's just so important that our political system is not taken for granted. And that means just ensuring strong civics programs in our schools and beyond. So we also know that the more people are informed with truth and understanding, the more engaged they are, the more engaged they are in a strong economy and the workforce and things like that. So we're looking at the future of trying to just make our citizens, our children, and even our adults better informed. So just a couple of things, kind of depressing. If you look at the numbers, 26% of people cannot name a single First Amendment right. 79% of eighth graders score below proficiency in civics. And then 52% of young people think that democracy has failed or is in trouble. So that is a slide that we do not want to see continue, and anything that we can do to help write those numbers, we certainly want to take part in. So the vision really was as a national competition to celebrate civic knowledge. The National Civics Bee is along the lines. Many of us are familiar with the National Spelling Bee. So think in the terms of that. It is a competition among sixth, seventh, and eighth graders. So we're just excited that this will be the first year that the state of Alabama has actively participated. But that's why. Again, it was created by the U.S. Chamber Foundation. Again, students sixth through eighth grade compete for cash prizes, recognition. In 2024, 27 states participated. I believe 2025, the number right now is 40 states. And by 2026, and we celebrate our country's 250th birthday, the goal of the U.S. Chamber Foundation is to have all 50 states participating. So just a couple of, we're going to make the slides available to you all to use as you, the slides and the webinar for you to use in your chamber, your businesses, your associations, wherever you might use them to help us spread the word. Because that's really what we're in need of right now, is spreading the word that this is coming. So, This is from a student that in Colorado, he said to enter the National Civics Bee, he wrote an essay about the lack of civility in his community. Civility is really important because it's the basis of a functional democracy, and we need to be able to have healthy discussions to be able to solve problems. What a very smart young man. So the first step in the National Civics Bee competition is an essay that students in the sixth, seventh, and eighth grade write. It's a 750 word max essay. And we'll go through kind of that process in just a second. Another student in Washington just talked about how much more he learned about the Supreme Court amendments and the Constitution, and how civics can guide us for a better future. So the first part of the competition is that essay. The essays are judged. And then we have the exciting part, which are live competitions. So students answer questions in front of a live panel of judges. And those will be done at the local level. The local level competitions will have winners that will then advance to the state competition. Young lady from Iowa competed, and said that a lot of people do not recognize civics for what it is. It helps you beyond academics because it's part of our world today. It's part of our government that runs us and how we run the government as well, being a democratic government. It helps us to realize who we are and what we can do to try. So again, going through that competition onto the live competitions, you have local, state, and then this year was the first time that a national competition was held in DC, and it will be done again in 2025. So each state winner will receive a trip to DC to compete at the state level. So again, kind of that structure, the competition structure, students respond to a 3-question essay prompt, again, 250 word maximum in each of those prompts. So a total of 750 words, proposing ideas to improve their communities. That essay portal is open now. So we are actively recruiting students to participate at the essay level. Those are due February the 4th, 2025. Judging will take place, so the judges will select finalists to advance from the essay round to local competitions to compete for trophies, prizes, and recognition. And those local competitions will take place in person March through April. Or I'm sorry, March through early May. Top 3 winners from each local competition advance to the state finals to take place mid-May through August. And then one finalist will go to DC, as we mentioned. So this is really kind of the competition structure. Here in Alabama, we have 5 local competitions, kind of, and because they're 5, we are calling them regional competitions. So 3 from each of those regional competitions will advance to the state final here in Montgomery. So we will have 15 total students at the state competition. Again, the National Civics Bee in Alabama. Those 5 local competitions, for those of you who are unaware, they are being hosted by our great friends and partners at the Eastern Shore Chamber of Commerce down there in Spanish Fort, Fairhope, that area. Our friends at Mountain Lakes Chamber of Commerce in Scottsboro, up in Northeast Alabama. We'll be hosting a regional North Jefferson Chamber. Heather will be hosting for the greater Birmingham area. Opelika Chamber will host for our Wiregrass and River Region area. And then our friends at the Shoals Chamber will be hosting for Northwest Alabama. So local competitions dates are being set now. Those will be taking place between March 10th and May 3rd, with the state competition taking place May 16th through August 30th. We are looking at a late July here in Montgomery prior to school starting, but hopefully in close enough proximity that we will build on some momentum and excitement going into the next school year, because as soon as we are done with the state, we will start that cycle for the 25-26 year. So one thing to note, many of you at the chamber level have seen our regional map, how we've divided based around our 5 local competitions. One note, all essays are submitted to the same national portal. So students will be assigned to the competition that is closest to their home address. So while we can, with relative certainty, tell you where your students would be going, we can't. It will be based, the U.S. Chamber Foundation will base which final or which local competition they will compete in based on their home address. We see that particularly, there may be some crossover between our Mountain Lakes and Shoals area, but you can kind of with certainty know where your students will be competing. So here's where you come in. There are three, whoop, one ahead. Boop. There are three ways that we need you. We need your support. This is at the individual level, business level, and for all of our chambers across the state of Alabama. You really are key to our success because we need all students participating. Number one, that is the number one way you can support us right now, and that is to recruit students to participate. Any sixth, seventh, or eighth grade student residing in Alabama can participate. They will do an essay with an idea about using civics to improve their community. Again, that 750 word essay. There are essay guides. There are so many resources available to help the students. I will try to do this and get back to this. So this is the how you can make a difference. This is the portal that they will use to submit their essay. There's an essay guide, how to create an account. It really is intuitive and walks you through it. If there is a minimum, you see the prizes there, minimum of what they will win for second and third place. We are hopeful that with the financial support of many of you, many of our businesses and associations across the state, that we will be able to actually pay out more than the minimum. So this is the essay portal. They will submit. Again, those essays go up to it's big holding zone in the through the portal. They are judged at that level. So then once that happens, again, those are open through Tuesday, February the 4th, 2025. Again, all students, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. So we need you getting to your, obviously your school districts, city, county school districts, but this is open to private school students, homeschool students. Don't just think about your school systems as your only way to get to the students. After school programs, boys and girls clubs, other ways. This is a way that whether you're in Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions Club, whatever connection you have, your personal connection to students, um, we just need them doing those essays. So once that essay portal closes, then we're going to need judges. So any of you on this call, for the most part, can be an essay judge. You will be asked to judge and select the finalist for the competition, for the local competitions. You will do that. It's approximately 3 hours of volunteer time that you will do on your own schedule. So you will be given virtual access, 24-hour access to an online judging portal, and you'll receive training and the materials, all the things that you do. This is great community service hours. Think about your leadership programs, your board of directors, your Rotary Club members, your Sunday school friends, whatever it might be. We need judges. You may be judging essays from kids in Iowa, California, or Alabama. You will not have demographic information um, on those students. So you may be judging from all over the country. And that judging, you have to apply to be a judge by January the 17th. And judging will take place February 6th through 12th. So make sure your calendar is clear. February 6th through 12th, and you'll just need a block of time, probably 3 to 5 hours, in order to judge. Then last but certainly not least, we need your financial support because this is not an inexpensive endeavor. We want to be able to, number one, offer larger prize money to our finalists. Number two, we do not want financial capability of participation to be a barrier. So if a student, a family needs financial support in getting to Montgomery, even getting to the local competition, we want their teacher, we want their family to be able to be there to support them. So we are going to try to raise enough money so that we are able to financially support those students in their journey through this process. So, um, all right. Whoop, there we go. We do have our sponsorship levels. Sponsorship is between $500 and $10,000, or I'd say the moon. If you want to give us more than $10,000, we're fine with that too. But we do have levels available, hopefully, for everyone. Again, going back to that essay judging, because that is another key component that where we're going to need help. You can register now to be a judge, and when we give you the slides, that link will be there. It's right here. It's just a jot form to put in that you want to judge. You can do that now through January the 17th. Essay judging training. They're going to train you. They're going to give you all that you need in order to do that. That is going to take place January 24th or January 27th. So clear your calendar for one of those days to attend a live online training. And then again, to be able to judge February 6th through February the 12th. So that is all that we wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully that gives you a more, answers a lot of questions, and gives you a little bit more idea of how you can participate. This, again, we want to cover all of our counties, all of our cities. We need students, not just from the 5 regional competitions, but from across the state. Don't you want bragging rights that the state winner came from your community? And the only way you can do that is to start them at the essay level. So that is where we are. I'm going to stop sharing screen, I think, and open it up now